Hi, Joel.
Hey, Andrew.
How's it going?
It's good. How's it going for you?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah. You look amazing, man.
I do. Don't I look tan? You look tan as well. Well,
You're asking a black man if you look tan?
no, the best was one day.
I get that.
Joel once went to Canada for Christmas to see his family out there. And our cleaning lady, Doña Nancy, God bless her soul, she's like, Joel, you look so tan. Welcome back. I'm
I
like,
went for Christmas.
Joel's
in the
black.
snow.
And he's
I got
black.
lighter. She thought I got tan, but she was
So,
just being nice.
This is episode 55 of the Columbia Podcast.
55, yeah.
And it's going to be a great episode with Marissa.
I do believe.
What are you drinking today?
Is this our first Tuesday episode?
This is a Tuesday episode. Wait, with Carmen, when did we do it?
Second Tuesday? Okay, you're second Tuesday, the second Tuesday episode. Well, I'm drinking a little bit of Pinot Noir, I think it is. And, in the other fist, I have La Milagrosa Cerveza Artesanal. And where's this from? I know we got it from Metropole, which we...
Shout out to Metropole
shout
for
out
beers.
to Metropole, and this is from Bogota. It says Agua de Bogota. It has Agua de Bogota.
Oh, God, we're going to die?
Wow. Yeah, we're gonna die. We're all gonna die. What are you guys drinking? What do you got over there?
I've got a couple different beers, but I'm drinking an IPA right now. And another beer that I've never even heard of, but they're both good.
Yeah.
You're drinking wine.
Yep.
Did you have a Marissa song prepared? Like
I
maybe
don't have a
little-
Marissa song. Are you a
No?
singer?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe she just.
No, that was anti.
I love her. I hope the podcast is because the two questions she's been asked so
Do you
far.
like
were
Colombia?
one-
Yes.
Yeah. You work online. Yep. Welcome to episode number 55. Taught him everything he knows. It's gonna be a great one.
Welcome to episode 55 of the Colombian Podcast. My name is Andrew Messia,
I'm Joel Duncan.
and today we have
Marissa Romero.
The beautiful and talented.
Marissa.
Let's start that over.
the beautiful and talented
Beautiful and talented.
Marissa Romero.
There we go.
It is episode 55, Joel. I like your hat, actually.
Thank you.
That's Afro Soul, right? It's cool because it's like in cursive. I hadn't seen that one before.
Yeah. Big up to Afro Soul. I had a little fight with them yesterday. We'll talk about that later.
You
but,
got in a fight with Afro Soul?
Not. I got in a fight with like 3 or 4 of the people that work there.
What, like just argument? Or like physical confrontation?
It got a little scary at one point, but it was cool. We ended up making peace. At the end.
Really?
Well, I'll tell you
wanna
about
hear
that after
this,
about
yeah.
lost in communication. Lily didn't tell you. Okay, well.
No,
tell you
Lily
later.
did not tell me this. Well, you have been training boxing.
That had nothing to do with boxing.
Oh.
It just had to do with standing up for my rights.
For
Tell you about that later.
As a black man in Colombia?
All right. Yes,
Oh.
as a black man, we have 2 of us. 2 black men in Colombia.
Yeah.
You're
We
outnumbered.
got 2 black men in the house.
In the house.
We're going to be talking about making money online. If you haven't seen Marissa's YouTube channel, make sure to check her out on YouTube and watch those videos because they're very educational. And I mean, literally, it's basically what seeing that made me reminded me of when I was younger. And I was like, man, I got to get out of this 9 to 5. I need to do something, different than just being in the 9 to 5. So we'll get to that. We'll get to those questions.
Yep.
So let's get into it. Marissa, introduce yourself.
My name is Marissa Romero. Where do I start?
At the very beginning.
At the beginning. Start like
Okay.
you meant to go on.
When you were Herm the sperm swimming around.
What?
You can start like that. If you want to go that far back. I don't know.
that
I
far
don't know if
back.
you know the details, but you know.
Well, let me
Yeah.
ask you, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from the 805, 2 hours north of where
805.
you're from. I'm from
I'm
Oxnard, California.
I'm from the 714.
From say what now? You're from the what?
Oxnard?
Oxnard?
Ox nerd? What?
Well, I
I'm
don't
proud
ever
of the
heard of it.
name,
but-
I never heard of it. If I told you where I'm from,
You're
you'd
an
probably.
Ox nerd. So you're from Oxnard, California, which is obviously LA metropolitan. And how long have you been here in Colombia?
Off and on for 2 years.
Okay.
But the year of the great COVID pandemic, I've been here since February 1st. So it's been almost a full year.
Yeah. And what's
Yeah.
your background? Like your ethnicity?
Mexican.
Mexican?
Yeah,
from
that's
part?
what they say. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm like third-ish generation.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
yeah.
I love
When I
Mexico.
came here, that's why I came here, is to learn Spanish.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And how's that going?
Well,
Well or well? Well or well?
Yeah, well.
it's getting better day by day. But no, I mean it's all right.
So you spoke no Spanish before coming here?
I spoke like I knew how to say like ¿cuáles son tus actividades favoritas? Like,
Okay, wow.
me llamo
That's pretty good.
Marisa.
But wait. It's still, it should come up. It should come naturally, you know. Like I mean, most Latinos apparently know how to dance salsa from the time they come out the womb. So I think that Spanish should you probably pick it up. Your ear should be a little trained to like you listen to it in your home growing up or
Not really. I mean, because my dad was military,
okay.
so we lived in like Japan and Hawaii and places they don't speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So we listened to all kinds of stuff. But
Okay. So, but they didn't communicate like your dad. So
Spanish.
you were with your dad. Did you grow up with just your dad?
No, both my parents.
Both your parents. But and they never communicated in Spanish.
No.
Oh wow.
No, because my mom, it's funny, both their native languages are Spanish, but now like they've both forgotten the language. They speak
Wow.
it a little,
Yeah.
but they grew up in a neighborhood where, like they said, like, you know, you can't have a Mexican accent.
Right.
And, you know, one of that. So they thought like, I'm for
Assimilation.
sure not teaching her Spanish.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. But
We've talked about that in other episodes.
Yeah,
like
we
a lot
have,
of
yeah.
Latino families do that.
Yeah.
Sort of like, yeah, I'm not going to teach my kids Spanish because I
Because
want
they'll
them
be discriminated
be
against,
discriminated
yeah.
against and stuff like that. Interesting.
Yeah, that's-
So it's
Yeah.
true. We've got a living example.
Yeah, I have a cousin that's like that too. My uncle didn't want to teach him Spanish, so
Well, like your brother Franco, I mean, he doesn't speak as much Spanish as you. Is that because your parents just didn't teach him, or is he was just not interested?
no, we always spoke Spanish in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, we always spoke Spanish, and his Spanish is fine. I mean, it's gotten better
Yeah, it's
because he's
gotten
been
a lot
living
better.
here. But yeah, when he first got here, he was kind of like gringo,
So-
the little gringo paisa.
Yeah.
So Marissa, why Colombia?
I heard it was great for learning Spanish. I heard it was great for digital nomads because I started my whole digital nomad journey in Southeast Asia,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thailand and Bali, and traveled around there. But
When was that?
that was 2018.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I was there, I felt this urge to like reconnect or connect with a culture, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt bad because everyone spoke like 3 to 4 languages, and I'm like, man. And in Bali, and in Thailand, they speak English, right? So you're spoiled if you're traveling there
Yeah.
as a foreigner. And I'm
Right.
like, man, everyone has like their cultures that they identify with, and I felt like I didn't have that. So I was like, well, I at least need to like learn Spanish.
Yeah.
So then I picked Medellin because I just heard that it was somewhere to go. Like it was really great for, you know, entrepreneurial community, for cost of living, just all the check marks for good life.
Wow.
And what were you doing? What were you doing before? You're
In-
before because you said, just timelining this 2000.
Oh wait, let me go back. Let me go back.
Yeah,
to
go
your
back. Let's
original
go way
question.
back
to the
into
question.
time.
So I graduated college like 2011. I was a civil engineer for 7 years.
Okay.
I even got my master's in construction engineering.
Wow.
And then 3 months after I got my master's is when I said goodbye to my 9 to 5 of my career, which was insane. It was really hard for so many reasons because, you know, my family supported me in this dream, like my whole career
Right.
in college, and friends were just like, you're insane, like you have this great career, benefits, salary, and all this, and to leave for something that's just, you know, you're not, it's unstable, you're just not sure how you're gonna do it, like you're
Yeah.
insane. So I was like, I'm gonna do it.
It's like jumping off a cliff kind of thing where you
Yeah.
don't know if you're gonna make it or not.
But wait, were you eating, praying, eating, sleeping, and eating,
Pray,
praying,
love.
and loving in Bali before?
No.
Like, did this come to you?
That,
or
so
what
that
happened?
So I left the 9 to 5. That was in 2017.
Okay.
And then I started with e-commerce first. That was my business model I did first for about a year. I did drop shipping, the whole Shopify business model.
But why? What
Print on
inspired
demand.
that? What moves from being studying construction engineering, right?
No, civil engineering.
What was the master's in?
Construction.
Construction.
Yeah, but I was a bridge engineer
Okay.
specifically.
Ooh,
I know.
that could work here too. There are a lot of bridges going up. And then what inspired the switch?
So going back a year before that, I went to Europe with my family for like a 21-day vacation, exactly, you know, American style vacation, super short, because that's all we could take off work. And while we were in Europe, it was all of our first times there. We went to like London, Italy, Greece. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've been I'm 20, however old, 7 at the time, and I'm like, I haven't seen anything in my life, and I was just so angry after that trip, and I'm like, I need to get away from my job, but I have no clue how to do it.
Wow.
And so
Angry that you felt trapped by your job, or angry about what? That you just didn't see anything? Or
I
what was
felt
the-
upset that we were so constrained to like only having 3 weeks vacation every year.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see like how Europeans do it, they get 4 months off, 6 months off.
100%.
I'm like, how the hell is
I
that?
think the
even
minimum is 4 weeks,
Yeah.
right? 4 weeks is a minimum vacation in
I
Europe.
feel like it's like 3 months or something minimum.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it
It's
depends on the country.
yeah.
yeah. But I just was like, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way where I could, you know, explore the world. And then also with my, because I worked for the government. I worked for like the Department of Transportation, the US DOT, and it was just so, I felt so much more creative and so much more, you know, that I wasn't doing in my job. Like there were so many skills I couldn't do because it was the government. And so all these things just came like crashing down, all these feelings. And that fall of 2016, I was just like looking for
for
things.
something.
And then it was like somebody introduced me to network marketing first. Actually, I was
Really?
like, oh yeah, Amway. Like I'm gonna build an Amway business. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I never did it, but I'm grateful for like all that person introducing me to network marketing, because that's when I read like 10 personal development books, and I
Right.
was like all about it. And that's when like the mindset change came.
Yeah.
And then I discovered the whole online world. I'm like, this is my jam. I'm gonna figure something out. So then that's when I chose e-commerce first.
Okay. And what were you selling e-commerce?
I had a baby store, so like baby products.
baby
I had a print-on-demand store.
Okay.
What else was I selling?
Any of them became profitable at all? Did you make money?
The print-on-demand did, and the baby store did. It was I made money, but I did like rack up a big bill with like learning how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, courses and mentors,
Yeah,
and you know, then there's Facebook ads. So after that, that's when I got burnt out with e-com. I got burnt out really fast because
Yep.
there's a lot of moving parts, and I'm like, it's just not for me. Like there's fulfillment, and there's customer service, and then the Facebook ad cost was just getting so much more expensive, and I'm like, no, I'm out. So then I sold all my stores, and at that time was when I moved to Thailand. I had no business, no income. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna go to Thailand, and I bought a one-way ticket for $218.
Nice.
from
Bit of
LA.
savings? You had a bit of savings?
I
on there?
did, but
Yeah.
it was fastly dwindling. I was like,
I've been in
like-
that boat.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
the same boat.
So I was then. That's when like there was like the big pressure dip, because I had like gotten so much in debt, like tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm like, okay, I'm tens of thousands of dollars in debt, no income coming in, no business. What the f?
Yeah,
So
what are you gonna do?
What the what is that? What is that?
the
What's
F?
that? What's that F? What is the F?
She's a PG-13 channel.
No, I just know. What is the F though? You could do it.
What the fuck?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just say it. There we go.
There
we go.
so yeah, and then that's when YouTube came into my life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you consider yourself now a digital nomad? Is that what you would label yourself, or?
Yes, but soon I prefer location independent now,
Oh, that
because
is
I
a
think
good
the
word.
whole digital nomad life is hard. For me, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's demanding for so many reasons. I mean, it's been really nice to have, well, not really nice, but there's a lot of great things about the quarantine this year that was nice to be in one spot for more than 4 weeks
Pin
and
you down, yeah.
not have to travel and like, you know, find gyms and restaurants and places, like constantly doing research. So it's been nice to be in one spot
Right.
for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would say I'm location independent, but yeah, I definitely was a digital nomad.
What you would say you're a location independent entrepreneur, or what do you call yourself? Marketer? What do you say?
I don't know. I think I'm a YouTuber, entrepreneur,
So when somebody
creator.
says, "Oh, so what do you say? I'm a YouTuber," or what do you say? What's the first thing that shoots out there?
God, it depends. It depends on who it is.
Okay.
But usually it's YouTuber or entrepreneur.
Before I entered the quote unquote digital world, I used to say that I own this line of tanning salons, and I just used to let the dominoes fall, but I could do this. So what do? I own a line of tanning salons. How about you? And that's how the conversation used to go, and I used to watch people's faces just crumble, and they didn't know. They'd be like, it'd be awkward because I'm like, there's a black guy telling me he owns tanning salons, and I don't know what to do right now in this fucking awkward situation. But I used to do that when I was in the corporate world because that's the first question anybody asks you. You go to like an after work drinks and stuff. So what do you do? And I'm like, fucking the same question, and that was my response. But yeah, the reason I asked that is because before I started photographing, I did the whole travel writing thing for a while. So once my first article was published in a magazine, I put Joel Duncan, writer. And then I remember putting Joel Duncan, writer dash photographer, because I got a camera. And it took me so long before I could actually say and feel like the word photographer, like it belonged to me. And like even now, like people say, what do you do? And I think we qualify as entrepreneurs at this point, but it still sounds a little like, we're entrepreneurs. So I say I'm a photographer. And I just stick to that. So it's quite interesting, like what after this time, it's been 2 years in the game, that you just say, oh, I'm a YouTuber.
You guys don't say you're marketers?
No, we usually say that we do digital marketing. Yeah.
Okay.
When someone asks me what I do, I just say I'm a webcam girl.
He legitimately does say that sometimes, and then they look at me like this, and I'm like, I can't help you, and I am not his assistant in this. So yeah,
He just holds the light.
I hold up. He's the puff boy or what was
And
it?
the
Yeah, puff
camera.
boy. Yeah, and the
Puff boy.
Puff-
Puff boy.
puff
It's a
boy.
fluff
Fluff boy. That's how much.
Perfect comment. My daughters are listening, guys.
Oh, is that
George Field.
George?
George
George,
Hill.
stop listening. Letting your little daughters listen to the show. It's not a.
No.
No, it is PG-13 today. We're gonna try to tone it down a little.
No,
bit.
we are not, George.
George Hill.
I'm
Hey,
not
I
going-
tried to censor my curse
until
words.
it's like bedtime because it's only 7:30.
7:30 by 8 o'clock. The F's and the S's are going to be popping off, George.
I'm only one beer deep.
Oh,
so
we're
I'm,
going
I'm
deep.
Still,
Hey,
I'm
there's
still
going
good.
a little deep.
Hey,
And Marissa, we got to
cheers.
Hey, you got somebody that's going to take you
mon ami.
home. So you're good.
Before I came to Columbia, I was working for a law firm. I was doing the marketing for them. And I've always been into network marketing. My parents, as immigrants, always hustling, always had a business or something. So I always knew that I didn't want to continue working 9 to 5. But I never fell into the corporate job. I had temp jobs in the past. But I never really was a salaried employee ever. In my whole adult life, I don't think I've ever been a salaried employee until now, where I've employed myself.
Yeah.
Watching your videos reminded me of when I started, and I was like, man, I've got to find something to do, like anything, and I want to learn from somebody. So I'm sure that you get a lot of comments, you get a lot of views on your videos. I love the videos about like the side hustles, how to get started, giving people ideas. So I guess this is a question for both of you guys. So because you guys both had regular jobs, you were a civil engineer, and you were in corporate.
Camboy.
You were in corporate Canada. I remember you worked for a large communication firm, and like on your way to making like 6 figures a year, and then both of you guys decided that I'm going to quit. So I'll start with Romero.
I'll start with Romero. It's like a UFC bout. Romero in the
Romero versus Duncan.
All right, Romero, go. You give your first punch.
I'll start with Marissa. So, then Joel kind of asked you before, but you stopped working. You got into e-commerce, and how did you fall into the YouTube business?
So I had seen a real opportunity with YouTube because there's people in my niche, I guess, that were just on YouTube making videos about what they know, sharing value and teaching. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's easy because while I was doing e-com, I developed a lot of skills. I mean, like Facebook ads, copy, online stores, branding. And I'm like, I could teach a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of people during my e-com days asked me, like, how do you do Facebook ads and be profitable? So I felt like there was a lot in my wheelhouse that I could just start teaching. So that's what I did. And I had to make YouTube work because if not, I was going to have to find a job.
Yeah, in the Philippines or wherever you were. at the time.
Somewhere. Who knows? But I was like, okay. So I went hard for 30 days. Well, actually, really, for like 90 days. I was posting every single day. And the videos back then, they don't look like what they look like now. They were like from the webcam. It was so embarrassing. like didn't do my makeup, like just it was so embarrassing. I would like get on camera with a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember making my first sale. It was an affiliate commission of $33.50, and I was
That's
like,
pretty big.
I was like, this is it. This is where what I'm gonna do. I knew that sale came from YouTube traffic because that was the only place I had my link, and I was like, this works.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, talking about that, for those of you guys, some people may not know, people that make videos on YouTube don't just make money from YouTube ads, right? Like you just said that you made your first affiliate sale. So how does that work? So you make a video, it gets a lot of views, and what? You have like a link in the description or something to a product?
Yeah. So that's the great thing about YouTube is like you don't need to have a monetized channel, which means you qualify for Google AdSense. You don't have to have that in order to start making money.
Okay.
So you can drive traffic to whatever you want. So there's two components to making money on YouTube, and that is, the Google AdSense piece where minimum your channel needs 1,000 subs
Right.
and 4,000 watch hours within a 12-month time frame.
Okay.
Say that again. One more time. Repeat that. That's
So to get monetized on YouTube, your channel needs 1,000 subscribers and minimum 4,000 watch hours within.
okay. Within that 1,000
Within a
subscriber-
year.
Okay, within a year.
Within a year.
Yeah.
Both of those.
Both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and then the other piece is then all the offers, the services, the products you offer. It could be affiliate marketing, coaching, consulting, online stores, digital products, all of that. And so my favorite example is a couple that I mentored my students from. They started a channel in 2018, but just with a channel of 500 subscribers, they were able to leave the United States, become location independent, have their calendar full with clients, and really become financially free. And it's just, now they have like 35,000, I think, and it's just incredible what they've been able to do with the small channel.
That's crazy.
So wait. Back up.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
So,
I've got a couple.
so this is 2008.
Let me
You were
cross my
talking
legs.
2000. This is 2020. You're talking 2018. You're talking about students that are now location independent and what's not. So let's get real on this. You said in Thailand and whatever, because again, we are parallels on this. You rack up the debt because you know something's coming. You don't know what's coming, but you're like, I got faith that it's coming, so I'm gonna invest in this, and I might like invest, meaning like you might buy some online tools. You might do this, and you just see that move from $100 spend to like $5,000 the next day, and you're like, how the fuck? I got no income coming in. I said, fuck. Your eyes shut down when I said that. She literally went, okay, he used it. He
reminded
went,
me-
he went
I know
straight.
the kids, I know the
George Hill should
daughters
not have a
watching.
shield. Okay,
They gotta learn. They gotta learn that
Yeah.
one time. They gotta learn one time.
So you're there, that's coming up, and you make this $33 or $35 sale. By the way, I made this sale. I'm still making some commissions off of it.
Wait, hold
$1.31.
I remember.
I saw that email. I'll put it on
He was,
screen
like,
so you guys can
excited
sell.
when he sold like his first like image or something, and it was like $1.
I still get the sales. It's like people buy my images of Medellin and put them on like a cup or on like a dog bowl and stuff like that. And then they're like, you just sold the dog bowl photo. Congrats, you're a boomer or whatever the fuck they
You're
call
a
it.
boomer.
Yeah, and then I look at it and I look at the thing. It's like you made $1.31 Canadian, which is like 12 cents American. And I'm still making that. I'm still killing it with that. But I feel that because you get to that point, you're racking up the debt. You make that $33 sale, and you're like, yeah, this is it. But at what point are you out of debt?
No.
You're still there,
Oh, yeah.
but you're moving to like what?
But I'm able to pay the bills now
Okay.
with income
Okay.
Yeah.
that I'm generating.
All right.
And how many subscribers do you have to your channel right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
130,000.
Wow.
100. Excuse me.
130,000
Sorry.
subscribers.
Update. 131,000 because I checked today prior to right 131. He said 131.
131,000.
Give yourself some
subscribers.
credit. Guess why?
Amazing.
Here's why I'm gonna big up that 1,000.
Because that 1,000 is what we got.
Exactly. Don't just throw it under the. We took a long time.
It takes a long time to get there, man. Okay, so how long did it take to get from where you started to where you are now? How many years has it been since you were doing the YouTube?
Yeah. So when I got my first 300, oops, the mic moved. I got my first 300 subscribers from doing like vlogging, and I made like one Shopify or something tutorial video. And that was like back in 2016, I think is when I started.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a YouTuber. I mean, I was still working. I had no plans to like, grow this big. But then March of 2018 is when I started with like 300 subs. And then I got monetized pretty quick, like within a couple months.
Yeah.
Is that because you had the 4,000 views?
That's
or whatever,
because
or
I
what
was
is that?
posting every day.
No, but you said you're at this point you're at 400
40.
subs.
No.
300.
300 subs.
And then a couple months later, I was at 1,000.
Oh.
So like
that's from-
June-ish, I hit 1,000, and that's when I got monetized. And then I think July is when I got my first check.
So can I ask I want to ask a question about this because everybody knows the snowball effect, right? Things keep rolling, the snowball keeps
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
bigger. Now, and Andrew mentions this all the time. I think it's something that we plan to do a lot of too moving forward. Is shorter episodes to make sure that the content, because you can repurpose. It's like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
No, seriously. Lil Wayne says, I make a remix and I double my money, right? You just remixes the same song 50 times, bring another person on, you make your money over and over. So is this like legitimate? You think like, obviously it has to be a certain level of quality to your content, but is it really the more content you pump out there, the faster you grow, or what is that? What is that?
That's a factor with the algorithm.
The more content.
Yeah, I mean, just
frequency?
like any algorithm, it loves posting frequency.
Okay.
So the more you post, the faster you will grow.
And what does that
Okay.
look like for YouTube? What is the more? Because Facebook and Instagram, you could post,
YouTube algorithm's different.
okay,
Yeah. So I tell people when they're first getting started to minimum post once a week. Like
Yep.
just to get your channel like on the map, to get your channel noticed. Anything less is kind of hard. It's really hard.
yeah.
But like that's why in the beginning I would never recommend anyone to post every day because it's just not, unless you have a team of like 40 people, like it's just not
Editing
realistic.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but as for with your point to the remix, like I repurpose my content, quite a bit. Like I'll take a clip from an older video and put it in the new video, so that I don't have to re-record it, and because it's relevant and it's good footage. So I post now twice a week. 3 times a week for me is really hard.
Okay.
Okay. But you have an editing team, or are you doing this all by yourself?
I have an editing team
Okay. What is that?
or 2 editors. Yeah,
2 editors.
a team.
It's a team.
We're a team.
Yeah,
You're a
it's a team.
2 editors.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That happened, let's see, 2018. That happened like a year into my channel.
Because you felt overwhelmed, or what? Or you just didn't think your editing skills were
I
there, or
thought
what?
I just wanted to level up. I mean, I was a decent editor. I could do like B-roll and titles and subtitles and some stuff, transition, but I'm like, they're just so much better. And I'm saving at least 16 hours during my week to work on other things in the business. So that's when it was important to outsource the video editing.
Yeah. So I guess a question that literally came up as I was watching your videos, and I'll ask Joel too, but how much money monthly can someone make? Or for example, in your case, how much money, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want, but how much money do you make monthly, apart from your coaching? Because I know that you do coaching, like private coaching and stuff like that, but just from YouTube and affiliate links, how much is that?
Well, my biggest AdSense month has been $11,000.
And you're still in debt?
No, I'm not in debt anymore.
Wait, you're not in debt
11,000
anymore?
Yeah.
I thought you said you were still in debt.
No.
Well, you're out of debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 11,000
Oh,
in a month.
because that's what I said. At what point did you get out?
Well, when she was like at 300 subscribers, obviously.
No, that's when I was still in debt, like when I
okay,
first started.
that's what so we go
And,
back to my
yeah.
question. At what point along in this 2-year journey, how long have you been out of debt?
Couple weeks.
Oh,
I just-
congrats.
Thanks.
Big one.
It's a
mean,
great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like when you're paying off debt, it's like a battle between keeping your liquid cash and giving your money to the fucking bank. Like, it's just it sucks,
tough.
but
Credit
it's
cards,
like
I remember the first time I was out of debt, I was like, man, it just Granted that I've never like in massive debt because I didn't take out student
What's the
loans and
most
stuff.
money you've owed?
Like 30 G's.
That's fucking massive.
Not really.
Okay, well, the most
No,
I've owed
it's
is
not.
30. I've owed 30. Okay, what have you been?
She
Like
went to
in total, like
Yeah.
over 100K.
Jesus.
yeah. Well, because you went to
Mm-hmm.
UC Irvine and then you went to where? Or was that at UC Irvine?
That was my first college. Well, I graduated Sac State.
Oh, Sac
And then my
State.
master's at ASU, so-
imagine a
You paid
master's.
off 100,000 in debt?
Yeah.
That's hey, you paid your dues. Can I give you another dab? Because
Yeah,
that's
that's paying the
flowing
dues,
this way.
paying the dues.
I paid 35, and I was like, honestly, anxiety to the maximum because I'm like, because you hear stories of people with like $20,000 and they owe that same $20,000
For
20
years.
years later.
Yeah.
Working a job that's a good job,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then obviously they get the good job downtown or whatever. They got to get the car because it's like, fuck, I got to get to work, get the car. Then they're like, maybe I gotta live close to work. You get the house, and then boom, right back into
Right.
it, and it's just like a vicious
It is,
cycle
yeah.
with a pretty house with some nice,
And a car
Marshalls
and-
furniture and whatever,
Yeah.
and you just
Marshall's furniture.
Marshall's furniture.
You got that too. Like Marshall's.
You go to Marshalls and you pick up some
I don't
Marshalls
think
has
about
furniture. Yeah,
furniture.
they
They
Think of
don't do they?
do. Marshall's got a little furniture
Like
section.
TJ Maxx too.
Yo, Marshalls has a furniture. Hey, anybody that believes that Marshalls has a, please support me.
I don't know. I haven't been in the U.S.
Neither of
shopping
you.
for like 10 years.
Marshalls
so
has
I'm
a
like, I
furniture
don't know.
section
I just
and I
remember
stick
Marshalls
to
having
it.
clothes.
Yeah.
Oh,
like maybe
Marshalls
a
got a
plant.
whole lot of stuff. Man.
Okay, I used to love Marshalls and TJ Maxx because they had all the
Yeah.
the name brand stuff, but for discount.
Marshalls has like a home section. I know this. That's
So,
where I shop.
Marissa, I want to get back to this $11,000 month. So when you hit that month, was that like a surprise to you, or
It was nice. It was okay. Since we're being, it was 11,400 since you guys
Yeah, get
said
there.
the
yeah, it counts.
for sure.
Every penny counts.
131.
A lot of people have never made 400 in their, and they've been going at it on their online business in a long time. So that 11.4, that 4
Yeah,
makes
that 4 makes a big difference. Yeah.
No, it was fun. I mean, it was fun. So that was from and see, here's the thing with YouTube is like you can make money just for making content. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like you, as a business owner, you have to make content anyway,
Right.
right? You have to,
You gotta keep
have a
pumping it out.
presence. And so I say like, why don't you just do it on YouTube?
Right.
So that you could eventually get paid for it. And I just tell people, imagine making half that. Imagine making 20% of that. Like what that money can go to, that automated, revenue. That's just that's the passive component. Yes, there's an active component to YouTube, but there's an active component to everything.
Right.
So, and that's why I love YouTube because it's the most powerful traffic ever.
Because of engagement? Because people
Because
are
it's
actually
video.
engaged with-
Because it's video and because it's SEO. So it's a search engine. People make that connection with you through video. It's like the second best thing to shaking somebody's hand.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And
Did you
so
make that up, or where'd you get that from? It's the second best thing to shaking somebody's
someone's
hand.
It
What's
just
that?
literally is.
but it's true.
You
It's
gotta
true.
put that on their merch.
Well,
though.
it's true because literally how we've gotten our clients
Mm-hmm.
was because of the fact that we started making videos
Yeah.
when we had like a proposal to give. We do digital marketing more than anything in the drug and alcohol rehab space in the United States. So whenever we have a new client or
Current.
a current client, whatever, we always make like screen capture videos to explain something to get the point across, and it's so much better than writing an email.
Yeah.
You just say, "Oh, I made a video for you in the email." And
It's
that's-
almost better than a video Zoom call in many ways. It's
Right.
just like you put it, they get to play it 50 times
If they wanted to,
look at
yeah.
it, and then come for the meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Else. But yeah.
So video, I agree. I think I think that's a really big tip for anybody that's out there.
Yeah.
Even if you're working at a corporate job, imagine if you actually sent your boss instead of an email, you made him a little screen capture video of what you did.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, and people really appreciate it. So.
Yeah.
So, okay, so YouTube, AdSense, can you explain a little bit about what your channel is about?
Sure. It is about YouTube monetization, passive income, creating an online business from nothing. I mean, making just brick and mortar things, just in-person products, digital, just online business and
Okay.
like where to get started. Like if the people that just need the direction on where to go on how to monetize something online, that's what my channel's about.
Yeah, and you're pretty good on camera. So like, and obviously we're having this conversation here, and obviously you've had a lot of practice. But before that, before doing the YouTube channel, did you have any experience in front of a camera, or is it something that you just?
No, I liked social media a lot when I was, in my 9 to 5. I just enjoyed, I don't know, uploading Instagram stories. But there's so many, like 3% of people have this fear, deep fear of the camera. And I did not, and I think it's because in my 9 to 5 I had to speak a lot.
Right.
And it was terrifying because I had to speak about very technical things in front of
Big audiences,
old white men who knew
Yeah.
way more than me, right? So
Like,
No, but let's not brush over that.
I was the only little
That's
brown
huge.
girl. Like,
That's huge.
well, me too. Like when I used to work for, I did marketing for lawyers. They were all Jewish lawyers, and it
Yeah.
was like,
Tall brown boy.
Yeah, but I think I always had like the gift of gab. Like I've always had that. So
But you're in the front of a gab or no gab. It's intimidating when
It is
you're like,
intimidating.
this is power, and I'm
I'm here
sort of
coming
a minority
coming to work
weight.
on the bus. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So that's
So that helped me a lot with camera confidence. And then it's like when it's a do or die situation,
yeah.
like you don't care. Like nothing stops you. Like I was just, do what it takes. But so many people never start because of the fear of the camera. Like they
Okay.
can't do it. Like they can't talk in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I help teach and help get over their fears and like imposter syndrome and all these things because
Imposter syndrome. What's that?
it's the fear of like rejection, the fear of not being qualified enough, the fear of
The
Okay.
people like, who do you think you fucking are? Why are you
Yeah.
coming here? Like,
right.
Who are you
It's
trying
the
to
fear.
Be?
It's the fear of things that haven't even happened yet.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're imagining
It's just
all
all-
these things that
Yeah.
think like, oh well, they're gonna say I don't have these credentials, or I'm gonna have haters,
Or I'm not even making money yet, and I'm trying to teach
Right.
people how to make money. Like
Right.
I've seen all those comments. It's crazy.
yeah. So I forgot the original question, but that's a big thing is
Yeah.
fear of the camera.
And I actually saw one of your videos, and one of the number one tips, or one of the top tips, was like just get started. Like a lot of people are just like, well, how do I start? Well, start.
Yeah.
Just get started. Start recording yourself. Start putting content out there. That kind of like what we did. We didn't know what the hell we were doing when we started. We talked about like Feria de Flores or something like that.
We didn't know what we were doing in just about anything we've done in the last like 6 years, but we started. No, but seriously, honestly.
Yeah, even
speaking,
like right now we've gone.
But
through,
nobody
like-
ever does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how you have to start. Is you have to just keep failing and failing.
And there's a
failing.
learning curve. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and then it's just mitigating that learning curve's cost, right? At some point. But Joel, also, when you left Rogers, which is can I say Rogers?
Christina Rulli. All right. Yeah.
Okay, when you left that big communications company out of. Was that like a scary thing for you, like leaving your 9 to 5 job where you were getting that paycheck every day to literally not having that? That's got to be
honestly,
scary.
Honestly, it wasn't scary. It wasn't scary because that was the first time I actually had held a job for more than like a year.
Oh, I see.
I was a job switcher. Like seriously, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I literally have walked up, and again, I've done everything from interlocking stone driveway repairs, seriously, to delivering furniture, to working in an investment. Like what's that movie called? You work in
Money Pit, or no, not Money Pit.
exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, what's it called? Shoot. Anyway, it's.
But you work in an investment firm and
the
you're
room.
the call
What's it
center
called?
for-
Something room.
Boiler room.
Boiler room.
I was
sorry.
the boiler room guy. I made the phone calls talking about how the investment banker was going to be in their area and they're going to do this and they want to meet and blah blah blah. Just telemarket. I did everything. But if I didn't like something, I literally every job I have, I go gung ho. I'm like, oh, and then like 2 months in, I'm like, this is
You're, like,
fucking
bored, yeah.
bullshit. Like I'm lying to people. I'm doing something, so I'd leave it.
It's
and
kind of
I keep
like you in
rotating.
relationships too.
Wow. All right. Oh wow. We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
But seriously, man, I just like rotating through jobs, and literally, I moved to Mexico. I lived in Mexico for about 2 years. I come back to Canada, and people are like, bro, you have no Canadian experience. Like, you gotta go back to a call center. And I'm like, call center? I'm I'm like, I'm bringing all this world knowledge and travel and all this shit, which nobody really cared about. And I got like a temp job. And the temp job, again, I excelled at it. I moved.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just got addicted to, the reason I stayed for 4 years in that job is got addicted to promotions and money. Like I got addicted to the fact that I could get promoted faster than anybody and just keep moving.
Yeah.
But I already knew, even a year before, that it was a means to an end for me. It wasn't that I wanted to become a director in marketing, and it was basically the next steps coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to get out before I become a director, because at that point you're like pot committed. What is that? What's that? It's poker, pot committed.
Yeah, pot committed.
Pot committed. And so, like, for me, it was like everybody knew it. Christina Rulli, all those people knew it, that I was the guy that was like, saving every cent. Like, there was a coffee shop downstairs, and I used to take my own tea bags to work and just order a cup.
so Indian.
Just so I could, no, but seriously, man, I saved every single dollar, every single thing just to get out of there. And everybody knew I wanted to get out of there. My boss knew I wanted to get out of there. It was almost like crazy. People were like, you should probably keep that on the low. You might get banned. And I just kept telling people, I'm like, I got to get out of here. And so for me, it wasn't that big of a thing. It was natural. Everyone in that company knew I wanted to go.
Right.
And it was just like, we like this guy, he produces and stuff, but he's going.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It's just a matter of time.
It was just a matter of time.
Yeah. So Marissa, now that you are you're making dollars, living in Colombia, can you talk to us a little bit about that experience here in Colombia? What is your opinion about maybe the cost of living here compared to the U.S.?
Yeah, it's good. So Thailand is in Southeast Asia is like, the lowest cost of living you'll get. Here is a little bit more expensive, but it's just value. The word value comes to mind. And
Why is that?
Why is that? Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean, I have a personal chef. Like
You have a personal chef?
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
I'm just like, how do I have a personal chef for like this amount?
Yeah. I
amount
have a
per
personal
week?
chef. It's called Rappy.
Yeah, well, because I count my macros now.
Oh, you do?
So like the meals have to be made at home, and I'm not
I see.
cooking.
Yeah.
Hell no. Like
You don't
I'm
like
not.
to cook, or
no.
you just don't have
No,
time?
but the price of that personal chef is probably less than a Rappi.
That's
For
true.
sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
For sure, it's less than
So
a
my
Rappi.
chef, he calculates my macros. He makes
Wow.
the menu, and he comes.
cool.
He comes Monday and Thursday and makes all the meals for the week.
That's amazing. And then
What's
you
his
just,
name?
Trevor.
Trevor. Shout out to Trevor.
There's a guy from Colombia named Trevor.
Trevor.
He's from Chile.
Oh,
He's from Chile. International.
Hey!
Import.
We got
import
fans in
dinner.
Monterrey, Mall, and she got Trevor from Chile. Big up to Trevor, man. Throw his shit up on there.
Yeah, we gotta
Trevor-
check out his
Trevor know
food.
what's up.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's really lifestyle, right? It's lifestyle and
It's just you can get so much here for the like the dollar here is just so it's great. God, that just sounded really bad, but
No, it's not bad. You just gotta
I
people
mean,
gotta understand that.
because I pay now, or we pay now $1,250 for our apartment.
$12.50 US.
Yeah,
that must be an amazing. Oh,
That's
she
amazing.
lives in Provenza. That's an amazing spot. It's a
yeah,
great
and we
spot.
have like the jacuzzi on the roof, and then just like
Really?
the outdoor area. It's just so
Can
much.
you whisper the building name?
I
No,
did-
well, not into the mic. Just whisper it. I want to know if I
Well, they're gonna hear. They're gonna hear, right?
No, you were talking about the value of Colombia, and for me, value is everything because, for example, like you were saying, you have your personal chef. We have like our cleaning lady that comes, and
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I made my own bed type of thing. Where
Right.
it's like, and I'm not saying that just because I don't like making my bed or whatever. It's just that I don't need to because she just comes in the morning and does it,
And it's so clean.
and and
after.
she changes the sheets all the time.
Smells so good.
Yeah, everything is great. So, and literally what we pay her in the United States, there's no way that you could afford.
No way.
Well, I guess I could afford it in the United States, but I wouldn't want to because it's expensive enough to be like, nah, I'm not. It's like it tips the scale type of thing. So living out here, you pay $1,200 for your apartment. You've got a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
What about going out? Do you go out a lot or?
Well, pre-pandemic, yeah. I guess now since we're out of the quarantine, yeah. and that, I mean, drinks, I mean, tequila shots at Chupitos is like $1.
Like a true Mexican. Like a true Mexican. So let's talk about, I guess, because you said that you've been living here off and on for about 2 years in Colombia. Let's talk about culture clashes, guys. Because it's one of my favorite subjects because a lot of people always ask, you know, like, what is life like in Colombia? Can you think of anything that when you first got here, you're like, wow, this is way different than what it is back in Oxnard or even in Thailand, you know? Well, I mean, Thailand's got to be crazy, but I guess let's compare it to the U.S.
No one speaks English, which is like, really, that shocked me for sure.
No
like,
one speaks English here?
Yeah.
Wow, you should have seen 2011. That's a whole other ball game because now people speak a lot of English.
Yeah,
in
you
Yeah.
can go
when we
into a
came.
place and there,
Yeah.
and even the menus will be sometimes in English, but before
Yeah.
it was just zero.
Well, when I first, because coming from Thailand where everyone spoke English,
okay.
everything was in English, I got here and I'm like, oh, I need to hurry up and learn Spanish because the taxi driver was like, and I was like, I'm like,
On your Google, on Google Translate.
Yeah.
yeah. And then, gosh, I don't know. I think what was different.
Do you go grocery shopping?
Yeah, son, not
How's
as
that
much.
experience
Chef goes
for you?
grocery shopping. Let's
Oh
not
yeah, the
bullshit.
chef.
Chef goes.
Chef.
Chilean Jorge or whatever goes picks up. the
Chilean
grocery-
Jorge. It's Trevor.
Trevor.
Chilean Jorge. His name is Trevor Joel.
Trevor,
Get it
sorry,
right.
Trevor.
So yeah, for me, like one of the biggest culture clashes was as simple. I remember 2010 when I first got here, and I was in Bogota, in Suba, at the Éxito, which is a big Éxito in Suba near the Transmilenio thing, and I'm like, wow, this is way different than in the United States. From the music, they're playing like salsa and like people like dancing.
It's
in
hype.
the-
It's like a little nightclub.
yeah, it's like a little
almost,
club
yeah. With full lights.
Yeah, like kids screaming and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
nobody really cares. Lines are crazy and so that was like the first taste. I was like, yeah, I'm not in Kansas or LA anymore.
Yeah.
Type of thing where I was in the grocery store and I'm like, this is completely different than what a grocery store is like in the United States. That's why I always bring it up. Like, okay, you know, do you go grocery shopping type of thing?
Do we have the hot models in North America? Because here there's hot models.
What do you mean?
In the grocery stores, there's always hot models. There's
Oh,
the hot
yeah.
models that give out liquor and hot models that,
Oh,
that
like
work in the skincare
yeah.
products, and you're like,
Hot model. Yeah.
no, seriously, I'm like, there's like those girls would not work in California.
Oh no, for sure. Like,
They would not have jobs.
I mean,
seriously, like,
Promotoras, they're called promotoras.
Yeah, the promotion girls.
Promotoras.
Protocolo, yeah.
Modelos protocolos.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Learn about that shit.
yeah, like I would go into Éxito sometimes just to go ask about like dental floss.
Oh,
at
I
this
know
girl.
one. Speaking of girls, like the guys here would holler at me all the time, just
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
like
that's annoying.
Was that good or bad?
it was.
No, but seriously.
It was not the most comfortable. It was just
Yeah, that's,
Weird.
Weird.
That made you feel like more attractive?
no,
Oh,
not if
okay.
it's like a fat old man.
Well, we don't know that. Sometimes they're nice, I would think. Or no nice people don't do this.
I never got that closer look, but it was just every time, every day when I'd walk to school, it was just like, I know this block they're gonna shout that block, and then I'm like, then the cars that drive by.
That's when you
that
bought
was
AirPods?
that was I was like that was a thing because what else like
that is a big difference.
That's a big
Yeah.
In the US, you don't see
So
that.
can I just say that at least I can't speak for Andrew, but nobody me when I walk down the road. They might
They
shoo me,
you
but
away.
nobody me ever.
No, but I hear it all the time when girls walking down the street
Yep.
and to me it's very disrespectful. I don't
Yeah.
like it. When I hear that I'm like it's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Or you hear like and then you look and it's like some fat old man or whatever. Or the worst is like and the girl looks and then they're like they look
yeah,
away and they're shy. Like why are you doing that if you don't want the girl to look at you type of thing? It's very cowardly.
Yeah.
Don't do that. George Hill's daughters.
Don't
you
do
could-
that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that, Jerry.
So what about living in Colombia and the cost of living? We talked about that. Obviously, it's more affordable and it's more value. You have the experience that you were in Asia, Southeast Asia, where everything's very cheap here there, but you get more value here. What about for example, let's say that you have a friend that wants to come down here, and they want to spend a significant amount of time. Where would you tell them to live? Like, I recommend this neighborhood or that neighborhood. What's your favorite neighborhoods out here?
Poblado, Envigado, Laureles. I would say those three.
Yeah.
I've some friends of mine have lived in Sabaneta, but I'm not really familiar with.
Yeah.
I mean, a little, but not that much. But with those three, it's just there's like walkability still to like gyms and
Yeah.
stores and stuff.
Yeah.
The metro and everything. So
And you lived in any of those other ones, or you've always been in Poblado?
yeah, we lived in Envigado. I don't know. I never lived in Laureles, but I mean, it feels like it just because I've had so many friends there.
Yeah.
Going over to visit. So.
But what's the appeal? Because what's the appeal of Poblado? And I think Andrew said he's lived in like 18 neighborhoods or something ridiculous like
No,
that.
I've lived in 7 different neighborhoods in the last 10 years. But my favorite, obviously, is Manila, where we're at right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite. My second favorite would be downtown. And most people that know
That's
me,
a sharp contrast. Was that juxtaposition?
that is the juxtaposition.
Like El Centro?
Yeah, El Centro. I used to live Torre de
I feel
Roma.
the same way. I feel the same way.
Yeah, like I loved it.
If I
loved
want a cheap
living downtown.
T-shirt, that's where I go.
Well, if you really want to have a crazy experience, and it's not crazy, but it's like it's like if you live in downtown LA type of thing, like downtown LA now is like a hipster type
Yeah.
place, but back in the day, it was like if you lived downtown LA, it was like just nuts because there's so many things going on. It's the same thing here. There's so much what do you call it? Sensory overload.
Yeah.
When you're walking down the street, but what I really loved about living downtown was that any night I can go to any of the little playhouses. There's a bunch of playhouses downtown.
Is that a strip club or what is that?
No. Well, there is strip clubs.
A
but
playhouse? I never heard of a play. Because in Canada, we don't have playhouses.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
they
else?
don't have
Playhouse.
well, like a theater. You
Come
know
on,
what a
Andrew
theater
Garcia.
is?
Anybody
Like
that's been
El
watching the show
Cine
for
or-
55 hours.
Okay, so there's theaters. There's small theaters
Uh-huh.
that you can literally any night go, and a lot of them are like donation based. So you don't even have to buy the ticket. You go and watch the play, and then you can donate. So
Okay.
so they pass out the hat, but it was so awesome because there was always something to do. There was a Pablo Tobón Uribe, which is like the where you could watch the symphony. Águila Descalza. Like there's so many things to do downtown that it's like
He's
but-
a lot more educated
Than I look.
than he looks. He's got this look that just you don't think, but he goes to
it's not just
playhouses.
basketball. I do watch. I love going to the symphony. That's one of my favorite things that I used to do. Ever since I became friends with Joel, all we do is drink and say bad words.
Anybody that's watched this for 55 episodes know that that's a lie. Because that guy the other day said that I'm the what? The sober, not the sober one.
Yeah, you're like the intellectual. Yeah, somebody. So we had a guy that watches our podcast. And by the way, if you guys come to Medellin, feel free to hit us up. I mean, literally, some guy that watches some guy. His name is Luis.
His name is actually Luis.
Yeah, Luis watches the podcast. He was like, "Hey, I'm coming down to Medellin for a couple weeks. Can I hit you up for a coffee or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we met in the morning, and we both talked. Or Joel and I were talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, Andrew, you're like the color commentator. You're the color commentator." I'm like, and Joel's the intellectual. I'm like, Joel's the intellectual.
No, but the truth is, like you saying that there's a balance because Andrew makes comments that I just can't. I don't have the clout. I don't have the street cred to drop those. You can watch some episodes.
I drop some bombs sometimes.
He just drops it. He will later.
He will later.
Speaking of dropping bombs, Marissa, are you single or are you married? Are you
tell the people.
taken? Are you?
That's my fiance.
That's your
Your what?
fiance.
Damn! Hey, can you spin that camera around so people can see what this man's face looks like over here? But let me tell you something. I know there had to be
He
something.
is a handsome man, though.
There's a handsome man.
Yeah, he's a handsome young
I got
man.
jealous on the Instagram. I went on the Instagrams, and it looked like Ann Leibovitz was taking like professional.
Wait, what?
Ann Leibovitz is one of the most favorite. Anyways, portrait photographers in the world. This is the balance. Here is where we go. Okay, but the portraits of you guys were nice. Is
Thank
that
you.
like an engagement shoot or what was that?
No,
you guys just
just
do that like a day in the
just a
park.
shoot.
So, is your boyfriend Colombian?
Fiance.
Sorry, fiance.
Respect.
Excuse me. Yeah, is your fiance Colombian?
Yep.
From Medellin?
Nope.
From where?
Bogota.
From Bogota.
Oh, motherfucker. He grew up drinking that water. He grew up
Yo soy
drinking
Rolo también. I'm technically a Rolo. I was born in Bogota.
He wanted to slap us. We were over there talking about the man's water and shit like that. Oh, man. He's like, I grew up on that water. Look at me. Yeah.
But he's actually pretty tall for a Colombian. You're
Yeah.
tall. You're for
Is he
Colombian.
taller than you? He looks taller than you.
Yeah. How much? ¿Cuánto mides?
190.
Yeah, I'm 191. Yeah, 1 centimeter on you.
Just like
1 centimeter counts, like the 400.
Just like that 11,400. I know. You gotta. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're
How'd you
talking
guys meet?
centimeters.
In Spanish school.
In Spanish school.
So
he
yeah, he was he was the activities coordinator.
He was
the
activities.
activities.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is he?
He's
learning
coordinating
Spanish?
some activities on the side. He's like, yo, I got a side activity. I want to.
It's-
How did that
So
happen?
he was I
Let's go have
was
some drinks.
he worked there.
Got a special
He was
pass
not
for
the
you?
professor, but he was the activities coordinator.
Okay. And what did he do? How did he sneak that little date in?
Well, let's see. No, okay. So when I came here, I had another boyfriend.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
And then-
Does David know about him?
Yeah, they met actually. That was it.
Wow.
Now
Awkward.
they play golf.
That was awkward.
Now and then 2 weeks after that, after I started at his Spanish school, I broke up with my other boyfriend.
Can I use some words that you used?
What did I say?
Wait. You know, I mean, I had to level up.
I had to.
I had to level up. I mean, dude came through. I had to level up.
I had to
You
level
leveled
up.
up.
You
Yeah,
leveled
here's
up.
to level up, girl.
You gotta
Level the fuck
level up.
up. You
So-
gotta level up. Level up.
But that's interesting. So
Yeah.
so how long have you guys been dating?
For I don't know, 2 years
2 years is a long time.
or less. I don't know. What are we in? October 2020.
Yeah.
So like almost 2 years.
And do you guys live together or?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. So that's great. And how long have you guys been living together?
For a while, since January 2019. We traveled like all of 2019.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get real about this shit. Let's
Yeah.
stop with this softcore
Yeah, I got
bullshit.
these
I got
soft
my
little-
drinks kicking in. Tell us about
No longer
Yeah.
about you.
Let me
George
tell
Hill's
you,
daughters go
let's
to
tell
bed.
us about. Let's talk for real because we got a lot of dudes on here. You know, we're like, so what's the difference with dating a Paisa girl and a Paisa boy?
Wait,
and
no,
a
wait,
fucking-
hold on, real quick. So who's younger, you or him?
Him, he's way younger.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say because there's a dicho in Spanish.
Tell him he's right there.
Atrapacunas. So you're an atrapacuna. You're a cradle robber.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, once again, level up, girl. I'm just making up for all
And
these.
he's an atrapatumbas. He's a grave robber.
He needs a tattoo. Big on the chest.
Yeah.
No, but okay, so let's talk about this for a second. And don't worry that ignore that he's not here. We're gonna speak in
Wow.
advanced slang.
Okay.
So what is the difference for all the ladies, foreign ladies,
That one lady that watches us.
your mother,
Yeah.
she's taken.
For all the
Um,
Karens out there.
So all the Karens. So what is the difference with dating a guy from the United States and a guy that grew up on really good water from Bogota?
Grew up on Ajiaco. Ajiaco water.
Strong water. What's the difference?
It's great. He has like no fear. I mean, for example, this is what the American guy would never do this.
Okay.
When we reunited in January of 2019, after I had gone home for Christmas and stuff, we met in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And because that's where we started our travels for 2019. And I hadn't seen him in like 6 or 7 weeks. And we're like communicating at the airport, like, where are you? Blah, blah. And then so I walked to his terminal and then he's there and I'm like, David. And then I'm like, what is that? And then I get closer and he's wearing a shirt with my face on it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
He YouTubed
And
that.
then it was like
That's
the
awesome.
worst. It was
Yeah.
the
I'm
worst
gonna do that.
picture.
Of you?
Yeah, I was like this, like
Like a phone photo you send him in low
yeah,
resolution?
exactly. He's like, this is my favorite.
No,
person
that's
ever."
awesome though. That's awesome. Big ups to David for that. I'm
And
gonna
so-
steal that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Go to the airport and meet
And-
Joel with a picture of him. Welcome.
One of these? Yeah.
And yeah, it's just he has like no fear to like wear his emotions on his sleeve, and You know, I'm not somebody who needs to be said like, oh, you're so beautiful and blah, but he just does
it.
that.
He
And
does
I
it.
appreciate that because with American guys, it's just like, you know, they're not like, they won't do what they want to do. Like they'll take like 10 years to propose and like just stuff. And, you know, I get it, but then again, it's just like, it's great to like, it's
Refreshing.
It's nice that he knows what he wants. That was nice.
Yeah, that is cool. That,
Yeah.
yeah, I do find that talking to people here, I think the people, maybe Latinos or at least Colombians for the most part, are very emotional and
Yeah.
and they don't hesitate to tell you what they feel.
You
Usually.
emotional? You feel yourself?
Yeah, I cry myself to sleep all night every night
Have
because
you
I don't
ever
have a
done-
girl.
Couple
That's
letters.
a picture. on
picture. That's the picture
We'll
you had
throw
on the
it
shirt.
up on
that on
screen.
that.
We'll throw it on screen.
This is the picture that David wore at the. Wow,
That's the photo
where
you
did you
posted?
get that?
What the hell, man? Hey, that is. Hey,
was on that
alright,
t-shirt?
Hold that. You zoom in on that. Let
Everyone
And
see that
he wore the t-shirt
You look
so
like
much
a little kid on there.
that because the t-shirt was black and
Is his workout shirt now?
it faded completely.
You look like a
So
white girl.
he had to make a new one.
Dang, dude. It's like, wow,
That's
man, you got
crazy.
yourself a white girl.
So you were asking about the.
What would you say, firstly, to someone who wants to start, like they're now getting, because you know, you get that person that tells you that makes you feel really hyped about an idea, right? You're like
Yeah.
drop shipping and you can do Alibaba and you can blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody right now that wants to get into the drop shipping game?
Are you sure?
Why are you saying that? Why are you sure?
If I would say just you have to. It's the manufacturing is important. I mean, it just becomes very hard if with drop shipping times and shipping times with China, and just the quality of the product from China. It's just. I mean, sometimes now I still order from Alibaba and AliExpress, and you just never know.
You never know. It's like a toss-up.
Like the massage gun thingy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna save $100 and not pay for the Hypervolt, and it ended up costing me a year waiting for the gun, an extra $100, and it just didn't make sense. So I would just say, I don't know. Just,
your research,
Just make sure the manufacturer is credible, on time, and that they communicate well.
Okay, so that's you're
Because
talking about.
I had a
that's
sex
product.
toy store one time. I did with Kurt. Kurt's probably watching this too.
You had a sex toys?
Yeah, a drop shipping sex toy store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like this was like in
Where was
2007.
the manufacturer from
2006.
China?
I don't even know where these.
You
things
can't
were
be
coming
using a sex toy and it break. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
You're
I
in
don't
the middle
know.
of your
I was
thing
just
and-
shipping people like a cucumber. They like order a sex
Made
toy.
in Colombia.
Send them
Cucumbers.
a nice cucumber. Like go through your thing.
You had a sex. I didn't know that.
I did. It flopped.
I thought you were supposed to
it
share.
flopped. I honestly, it was like one of those turnkey type businesses that say, oh, you know, buy it and you've got like a package of SEO ready for you. And you. This was like in 2006, 2007 when I was like still a young buck.
Yeah.
So we bought it and it just flopped because we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
But so that's really important because and the question. Okay, so you're talking about the product side, right? And again, there's so many people out there.
Well, what
right
were you
now.
talking about?
I'm talking about in general. Like, what
Oh.
would your advice be? So
I would
let's say
say
you wanted to make a mix-
start an Etsy store.
A what?
What?
Etsy store
Etsy?
because Etsy.
What
You
is-
guys
what
have
is
never
Etsy?
heard of
No, I
Etsy?
don't know what that is.
What is it?
What?
ETSY. Yeah,
Well,
I've heard of
different
Etsy, but
generation,
what is it?
I would say it's a online platform where there's several different stores, and it's mostly handmade products. But the cool
Okay.
part about Etsy is that there's already lots of traffic, like millions of people on Etsy.
So you
So
put your
therefore,
own
you
store?
don't need to pay for traffic once you start
Oh.
your Etsy store. Yeah, Etsy does take a bigger commission,
Yeah.
but it's way better because you don't have to.
Generate a market.
Right.
Oh, Etsy's like an eBay or an Amazon type thing.
think I've heard of
Kinda,
that.
but it's more for like handmade.
It's like an
products.
artisanal online.
My mom
shop.
could use that. My mom does
Yeah, your mom
hand
does
crafts.
that, yeah.
Yeah, she does it. She's
Yeah,
got her
tell
own
her
YouTube
to
channel.
tell her to check out Etsy.
Yeah.
And why would you say so? So somebody wants to do because they watch a few YouTube videos that somebody said drop shipping is the next thing, but they watch a video that was back in 2015, and they want to get into that. No, because drop shipping 2015, 2014, 2013, people were like,
Yeah.
drop shipping is going to make
2007.
you.
I'm telling you, 2007 was like everyone like drop ship now from China, and I'm like,
Why
okay.
would you not get into that?
Right now?
Right now, today's world. Why would you tell someone? A friend came to you and like, you work online. I heard about this thing called drop shipping, and I've watched X number of videos, and blah blah blah. Why would you tell them? Would you say, yeah, follow your dream and go, or what would your real advice be?
I wouldn't do it. I would just wouldn't do it because there's so many moving parts. And even now with, I guess I don't know enough now because it's 2020 and I've been out of the game for a while, but Facebook ads are hard to crack. They really are. I mean, ad accounts get shut down and there's just too many variables.
Many variables.
And that's why I would start with an Etsy store. And if you are looking to do some type of drop shipping or something like that, buy an Amazon store that's already proven. Yeah, it's going to be a big investment, but it's like there's only two ways to create passive income. You buy it or you spend a lot of time creating it.
Yeah.
And
So-
most people don't have
That's
the
actually really
intestinal
that's knowledge
fortitude
right there.
for that.
If you think about it, that's
So let's get her
Makes a
replay
lot
that.
of
Say that
sense.
again. There's only two ways to get passive income.
So there's only two ways to create passive income. You buy it, a lot of money.
What's
or,
that a lot look like, by the way?
Well, I know a friend who bought an Amazon store for 30 grand,
Okay.
but it's completely hands off. The agency just controls everything for her. They share profit.
That's actually not a lot of money if you think about it, because
Yeah.
somebody will go, at least in the U.S. and Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and throw $600,000, right, debt down payment
Yeah.
into a house,
Right.
right? And granted that could appreciate, which is you're hoping.
Yeah.
You're talking about 30,000 into a business that could potentially go on for
That
a
make
very
you
long
six
time.
figures a month.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
not that
Six figures
much.
a month. Wow.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell somebody 30 grand for something that's established, because people don't understand. I think a lot of people are like 30 grand. No way, I'm going to build it from the ground up,
Mm-hmm.
and then they spend 130 grand, and they get some friends and family to donate a bit of money, like lend or invest, and next thing they're 200,000 in. That 30,000 is already established.
Yeah. My friend has an Etsy store. Her revenue is like over 100K a month.
Wow.
Revenue though.
Revenue.
Not profit.
Just revenue.
But
Net.
revenue, and it's impressive what she did because she
Gross.
started, from the ground up, and she sells like swimsuits and jewelry and just.
Wow.
But Etsy is the way to go if you're wanting to start from scratch, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. And I'm going to look up Etsy, actually. I'm going to send it to my mom. All right. Lightning round, real quick. Questions. Lightning round questions. So, coming to Colombia, living in Colombia, I already asked you what neighborhoods, right? So, what about making friends here? What would you recommend for someone that's coming here that, like you 2 years ago, that didn't have David? I don't know how you guys met. Did we?
Spanish school.
Spanish school, yeah.
He does
Okay.
activities coordinator.
So is that your
Coordinating
recommendation? Get
activity.
into a Spanish school, do something?
Actually, yeah. You meet so many people at Spanish school. Just go to any coffee shop.
What was that Spanish school called?
Centro Catalina. It's like right around the corner, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
From here?
Yeah.
Never seen it. Cool.
Okay.
Spanish school is great. Just going to work at any of these cafes, shops here in Lleras.
What's your life hack for somebody coming here? Woman, life hack. You know they use that term, life hack.
Like what kind of
What
life
does
hack?
that mean?
Life hack. It's been thrown around the internet, the interwebs.
Yeah.
So a life hack is like get a personal chef because it costs X.
Yeah.
How much does that personal chef cost, more or less?
I pay 120 mil.
120
week.
mil, which is about like $40, $50?
Less.
Well, right now it's like $32.
$32
A
a
week.
week
Yeah.
to make
All your meals?
Yes.
Does that
You gotta
include
get
like
personal
the
chefs
ingredients
out
and
here.
everything?
No.
No,
Or
I
you
buy
gotta
the
pay.
food.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet.
But still, $32
Dang.
to have somebody cook everything and cook it properly and measure macros.
For the rest of the week.
I can't even
Yeah,
do a
that's
macro in
amazing.
Excel.
They can't even do a macro on Excel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so we talked about
Number
finding-
one tip for women.
Number one tip for women.
Oh my gosh.
Number one tip for I got a tip for women.
It's hard for women here, honestly.
Why? Why is it hard for women here?
Because, okay, for foreigner women,
Why is that?
Wow.
I just-
Why is that? What you just
Giggle.
That was like
I don't
there
know
was-
what's coming.
that was
So
like a
okay,
low-
so
yeah.
you just said that it's
Lay
hard
it all
for
down. Lay it all down.
Let's start
it's
over.
hard for-
So let's start over.
okay.
It
Do
just-
the
it just-
question. Ask her why is it?
Okay, why? Okay, so the question is, tip for foreign women coming here. Whoa. And you said it's hard for
She
women.
did it again. She's like, don't come here.
Because here's
Okay.
the thing, like all my like gringo friend men, they just have it so easy, right? They
Yeah.
just have
Options.
so many options. But for women,
Yeah.
it's a struggle.
It is.
Why is that?
Like if I were single, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I would do.
Why? Get deep on it.
Because there's just not.
A lot of options.
It's just like Tinder is just not. I heard it's just not popping like in
Popping for
for
women?
women.
yeah.
Yeah.
For women. Because the men are ugly or what?
No,
but for real, are the
No,
men
but
ugly?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just I wouldn't. I don't think I'd want to be single here.
You wouldn't want to be single here. So think about that, women. When you come out here,
That-
She didn't. She dodged that
bring,
question.
bring your man.
She dodged that question like what do you dodge?
Like a
dodgeball?
punch.
Like a hot
Dodge like a
that was I never that's some the best dodge.
Because
You like a,
because here's the thing. It's like if you're foreigner women, women,
woman. You're a foreign woman.
Fear-
from the south. You're a foreigner. If you're a
woman.
foreigner,
like here's
women.
how it works all the time. Like
Yeah.
you get cute, go to a party or the club or you know house party, and you get there and there's like 40 Colombianas. You're like
Dang.
fuck, and that's what it is.
Dang.
Oh, so,
So-
it's a matter of like
Competition's high.
competition is high.
Yeah.
Competition's
it
high on
is.
the guy on the girl
Dude,
side.
I never actually. I think we've talked about this
we
before.
talked about it. I
but,
talked about
but
it.
Not a lot. You even said at one time that it must be hard for like a woman coming from the outside to hear
Yeah.
because the women here are just like always on point. They're always dressed to the
Like how did she get
nines.
from the house to here and her hair is still needle straight and hasn't moved?
Yo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like
They
how
just
did
go
do
out
it?
to buy a fucking tomato.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
no, serious.
it's true.
And they're in high heels.
Are you in a gym or are
Yeah.
you in like deep discoteca mood? Like
But-
we're in a gym and they
but
got
it
the
is
perfect-
true. I never
They
thought
have the
about that.
lime green sports bra pants
And they're
the
training
shoes
hard too.
and the headband.
Oh.
I'm like,
And no,
You know
no
one
sweat
thing I've
makeup. I
never.
don't
You know one thing I have never seen here is someone grocery shopping in their PJs, in their pajamas,
Never
and
seen
it's
it.
something that you see in the United States
Never
all the
seen it.
time.
yeah,
Where you
and that's
see-
why I feel so ratchet sometimes. I'm like,
Did you
ooh.
feel so ratchet?
Yeah.
Like I should have put makeup
Yeah.
on
Like,
to
man.
come to the mall. Like
And worse is when you in
The
this-
mall.
you-
The mall's like going to the
The-
disco
not-
Yeah,
here.
The
right,
worst is that
right.
The
the
mall. You
lines
better
are-
be wearing some
the
makeup.
grocery
at the
store
mall.
lines
I
are
gotta
so
wear
slow.
makeup at the mall.
You gotta wear makeup all the time.
Yeah,
dude.
it's-
Coming out here
Babe,
looking like
babe,
that.
¿cómo
I
se
look
dice
ratchet all the time.
antes sencilla de la muerte? Antes muerta que sencilla.
That's the
Sencilla.
rule here.
Yeah, I'd be dead before being looking simple.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I dye my beard gray.
Wow.
Sure, it's
You still look simple. But anyway,
all right. Cool.
another question for you: safety. Talking about safety in Colombia for a woman, from
Yeah.
a woman's point of view. Is Medellin safe?
yeah.
Broke his butt.
Okay,
I
we're
think
done
it
with
is.
that question.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yes.
Can you
Safer
elaborate?
than-
Like, obviously,
safer
you're from
than California?
Oxnard, which
Yeah.
Oxnard is kind of like suburban.
If you're white, you have to be more careful.
Yeah.
You just do. A lot of people get robbed. If you're white, you're a target.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's amazing to be non-white in the third world
Right.
because
You blend in.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do blend in. If you don't talk, like for example, if I don't talk, people think I'm just Colombian all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
But the great thing is, if you
Right,
done
but
you
as
ever
soon
did
as
the
I
little
talk,
back-
it's
you
like,
didn't do the backpacking thing, did you?
No.
I always used to feel like, how do you feel about Nicaragua? How do you feel about Guatemala? I'm like, man, I fucking love it. Because, like, literally, I think that's where your race does help you.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I come off a plane in Guatemala, and there's a bunch of blonde haired, blue eyed guys behind me. I'm like, I am safe. Because they look at me, they're like, this guy ain't got nothing. I'm going for that guy. And I just roll out like that. And it's yeah. There's one
Exactly.
benefit of being of color. Take
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you blend in everywhere you go.
Well,
but
you were
have
like
you ever felt-
ambiguous. Nobody knows what you
Yeah,
are.
I thought you were Colombian actually,
Yeah.
and then I was
Half
like, oh,
black?
she's probably
I was like,
like
she's
Puerto
half
Rican,
black.
and you probably gotten that before, Puerto Rican or
It's like
whatever.
part of salt and pepper or something, right? Like
Yeah, the
I
spin.
don't-
She looks
Oh,
like
exactly.
spin.
Well, the other day, this girl at, I forget where I was having brunch. She's like, "Are you from India?" So I was like,
Yo, but
No.
seriously, you could be from India.
Yeah, you could look Indian,
100%.
so
Okay, so
so it's safe, but I mean, you just gotta you gotta be careful when you do just go out like into the mountains and stuff, and
In the mountains.
just close your purse and just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the things that
You wouldn't necessarily do at home.
don't give
Joel has a purse
papaya.
now too.
It's a.
He got a purse, guys. By the way, I'm
I'm gonna let you know that David has one, so watch yourself.
No, that's
Yeah.
it. Dude, that's
Guarantee-
the
look.
No,
Do
that,
it.
that's
David.
his purse. He says it's his purse.
I have.
man purse. It's a big
Yo
thing
tengo
out here.
una riñonera también. Así soy paisa ya.
Yeah. If you really want to embrace the culture out here, guys, you got to get a purse. I've been here 10 years. I still haven't gotten a purse. And I'm not going to get a purse.
Not too much. I'm gonna take a photo and post it
I
up on
swear
this
to
podcast.
God that, yeah, I will
It's
never.
convenient.
Yeah, there's your purse, Joel. This
Pass
is,
that shit. Let people see what's
this
up.
is like a real
You
bona
heard
fide
that? Hey,
purse.
listen.
He carries all his documents and stuff. What do you? Why
Yeah,
do you
no,
need a
that's-
purse? What can you not carry in
So
your back
usually I
pocket?
carry around a DJI gimbal.
Yeah.
In here because you never know when you need to film.
Right.
And sometimes I have some documents and hand sanitizer.
Right.
You know,
Documents.
sometimes like your keys because I got a lot of keys. I put some.
Yeah, Joel's like a janitor, by the way. Well, yeah.
It's for real. Where's this button? I don't have them here, but I think I left. Oh, here, watch. Why do I carry this around?
Yeah, that's
You can't carry
ridiculous.
this.
Just like
Yeah, it
janitor
goes in here.
keys.
It goes in here. It's got a lot of
Janitor,
keys.
janitor
I don't even
key.
know what these are for, but I carry them around. Looking
Well,
for
we
it.
got like a bunch of apartments that we're working on right now, and Joel's like a construction worker now.
Yeah, I'm doing engineering, construction. Engineering.
Have you ever felt unsafe in Medellin?
Let's see. A little bit. I can't remember a specific time, but yeah, I have felt unsafe. I just can't remember when.
But you would say generally you feel pretty safe out here, and where you live. I know where she lives. It's in Provenza, and most of you that have been to Colombia or Medellin know Provenza. It's a pretty safe area. You could walk out there pretty much at any time at night, and
Yeah.
and you're good.
Yeah, I would say El Centro. I have felt uncomfortable for sure. Like I try my hardest not to take my phone out, just because David tells me all the time, that it's not safe. So,
I've been here for 9 years, and as we're going down, what's that? How you get to Centro? That's get to Centro.
Avenida Poblado, which is
Yeah, right then
Oriental.
it turns into
Oriental.
Oriental. You get to a certain point where you just do this.
Yeah, in the cab,
Yeah,
and you
like
lock the
sit up
doors,
all tall and shit.
and you
When
gotta
you're-
lock the doors.
When
Yeah,
you're
I
in Provenza,
always
you
lock
sit
the
like
doors.
this, your iPhone, you doing thing, and you get to this point. There's that cross where Doña Nancy used to live, that little building there.
Yeah.
And then you
Sa-
just
Provenza
literally you
San
slide
Sebastian.
down and you put your phone like here, and then you just chill till you get to where you're going. Like
Exactly.
legitimately, you do that. I mean, I do that.
it's the same thing with
I ain't no
LA.
punk.
I mean,
Yeah, if you're
You know.
going through like Watts or something, you probably don't
That
want
doesn't happen
to
in
be on
Toronto.
your iPhone.
It does not happen in Toronto.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I got a question about that.
All right, go
Wait,
ahead.
something that we haven't asked somebody in a very long time because you're the first foreign woman, I think. No, well.
No, we've
I-
had a few.
But
couple, yeah.
were you a shopper back home? Did you shop like clothes and stuff? Was that big for you? Not at all.
I'm kind of basic.
So
DJ Maxx,
where do you do that
Marshalls.
here?
To Marshall's
You got your furniture
furniture.
over there?
You
Motherfuckers laughing at me. I'm telling you. I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Marshalls furniture. It's gotta be garbage.
Exactly.
Anyway,
okay, wait.
anyway.
So where did you go shop? Like, where would you go get clothes and stuff here?
Here,
Yeah.
I go to Forever 21.
Yeah,
and
that's
Pull and Bear.
But Forever 21 is actually a
big.
pretty expensive brand, isn't it?
No.
I don't know about it. I don't know.
For the U.S. no. For here, yeah,
It is, yeah.
it
Oh, I
is,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
And Pull and Beer? Pull and Beer. Yep.
Pull and Bear.
Yeah.
Beer.
Beer.
Yeah,
Bear.
that's a Canadian accent. Pull in beer.
Where else do I go shopping?
But do you go to like? Do you have a favorite mall that you like to go to?
It's not. I mean, I go there the most, Santa Fe, but I like El Tesoro, but I just haven't it's so much further. So I just
You ever
know.
hold David's hand as you walk around there and be like the interracial couple that doesn't exist
So
anywhere
it's
else in the mall?
interesting being an interracial couple
Uh-huh.
here because, and no one thinks that everyone speaks English to him
Yep.
because they're like, oh yeah,
I thought when he walked in, I was
yeah,
like,
me too.
oh, it's an
That's why I
American
spoke
guy,
English to him first.
right. Nope, that's not the case.
Yeah.
And it makes me upset because I'm like, come on, like I don't know, like with like the whole Black Lives Matter thing and like just racism like all around the world, and people have said like, I don't know, I think like me or like your color,
I'm a
Latinos,
colored-
they think like, oh, there's no racism here.
Wait, am I darker than you?
Yep, a lot. You're a lot darker than she is. Okay, yeah.
But no, there's for sure racism here, and I don't know.
Tell
Okay,
us your
this is
experience.
awkward.
No, it's not awkward at all.
No, it's not.
We talk about
But
this
it's
a lot.
just,
People ask.
but
that a
it's
lot, actually.
it's so racist here, and it's more racist because it's not acknowledged.
It's
yet.
accepted. It's almost accepted. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's what I
there's
felt.
no black doctors, there's
Yeah.
no like black
Yeah,
entrepreneurs, like
One question that I always ask somebody that says
black
that there's
lawyers.
no. Yeah, when someone like a Colombian friend that is not black will say, or even just a foreigner, it's so refreshing here because there's no racism. I'm like, when was the last time you went to the bank?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh yeah, I went the other day. I'm like,
Yeah.
how many black people you saw working there?
right.
Literally, that it stops them dead in their tracks. Or like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that actually makes a lot of sense. I've never seen one. How many black people you seen at even working at the toll booth at the metro?
Right.
Like literally in the metro. Like I've never really seen many. I've never seen one of the conductors being black, and it's like as simple as that, and it sucks. It does because
Yeah.
you think that Colombia is like a diverse place, and it is very diverse. Like we talk
Well,
about.
that's why when I came here and I met him and I'm like, wait, what? Why is he speaking Spanish? Because you don't think about black people when you think about Colombians or
you don't.
Argentina, Chile, like Guatemala. Like there's black people in all these.
All over the place.
They're
Yeah.
just
countries, but-
unspoken voices.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not. It's not represented.
You have this freedom. And I use the word freedom. You have a freedom, in my opinion, a freedom channel. Like
Yeah.
I think that's like my best way to describe what your channel is. It's like you're promoting freedom for people. So my question, because I wrote it down here, is how do you define freedom?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's somewhere along the lines of living on your own terms, doing what you want when you want, spending time with who you want, like as much as you want, and that type of thing. I don't think there's like a monetary thing you can put on freedom, but it's really freedom is being able to control what you do, control your life, and not having a boss or somebody
Yeah.
else telling you how to do it.
What's your definition of freedom?
My definition of freedom is, yeah, that's a great question. I thought about asking you, and I'm like, I didn't even think about asking myself. So my definition of freedom is being able to wake up in the morning and decide what I'm going to do that day.
Yeah.
And we're still not free.
Yeah, and
No,
literally,
seriously.
and I'm still not free because we have an agency, and really we are dedicated to our clients, and I love what we do. I wouldn't trade it for anything right now.
Except freedom. I'd trade it for some freedom.
Well, I mean, and you can. You're just not going to get any money.
Not on our terms.
You're not getting any of our money. You want to go free? Don't go work. Don't just go live on the street. You want freedom? You can do it. It's right there,
No,
bro.
but that's why it's such a
Yeah.
relative term because
Yes.
because when somebody says you're living the dream, you go. I say, hey, calm down. I'm living my dream. I'm not living the dream because your dream could mean Benzes and Beamers and helicopters and infinity pools. For me, that's not my dream. My dream, like talk about freedom, and actually I was speaking to a psychologist about this, and she actually asked me that question. And just like you, I was like, shit. But being able to get on an airplane when I want to is
Yeah.
freedom for me.
That is freedom. Yeah.
Like my
Well, for
mom,
me,
my
it's
mom's
like-
birthday, jump on the plane.
Yeah. For me, it's like being able to wake up and do what you want to do that day, and being economically free. And I think a lot of people tie freedom or their definition of freedom with economics,
But
and
they're
for-
linked.
And for me, it is linked. Like
Yeah.
if I weren't in the position where I'm at right now economically, I wouldn't be as free.
Not
And I
at all.
wasn't as free as I am now. Literally tomorrow we are hopping on a plane, and literally we can and we
Because,
can
yeah.
still work, and we can still make money, and we can do what we want when we want. We're gonna go see friends. So the definition of freedom comes linked to me to the economic status where you're at. Like it's like
Although if somebody just wanted to, for example, chill in a beach hut and sell bracelets, for example, and nobody's telling them when they can wake up to sell those bracelets, sincerely, they're way more free. No, but based on our definition of freedom, they're way more free than we'd ever be because they don't need to jump on the plane and they don't need anything else. They're like, give me the beach, give me some seafood, right? I can wake up, sell 5 bracelets and be fine. Sell 2 bracelets and be fine.
smoke my dope or weed or whatever. Devil's herb. No, I'm just kidding. I smoke weed, but you guys don't smoke weed, right? As a vlogger and as an entrepreneur, an independent woman, what's the future for Marissa?
Oh, I don't know the future.
Do you have plans?
Just keep impacting. Really,
Okay,
that's my motivation.
that's
really,
a good
like
T-shirt. Keep impacting. That's
yeah,
great.
it's like the impact you make and the legacy you leave. Because everyone is like, I had this misconception that legacy is like, oh, you have to have kids and all that shit. And I'm like, that might not ever happen. So I'm not gonna have a legacy. But a legacy is all the lives you've touched.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So that's the plan, is to keep expanding, just touch as many people as we can and help them grow and help them get freedom, and help them drive, create authority in their niche on a great platform. So
Cool.
yeah.
What about Joel? Are you going to keep touching people? You can't do that.
That's funny. But I agree with you. I was just thinking about it. I was just letting it scintillate.
Yeah, that
And
because a lot of people don't say that, that the kid thing might not happen, in the future. Like, I think for women it's different than men,
Yeah.
but like we talk about it sometimes. Like Joel and I are gonna adopt a baby one day. I'm just kidding.
Andrew's past his prime. He's no longer
No,
able
but like
to pump.
I think about it, I'm like, I would like to have kids someday, but it may not happen. But what you said is very true. Like the people that you help, especially what you do, to gain their freedom, to do their thing and be independent, location independent stuff. That is kind of like that is your legacy. That is what you're giving to the world.
Yeah.
And what about Joel? What's the future for Dunkin' Donuts?
I love
I mean-
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I'm not really into it
Oh.
because people just made fun of my name.
Oh.
What?
We're having a heart to heart right now. Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. Future. What does the future hold? Honestly, I believe the exactly what you said, and that's why I stopped and thought about it. Is like that's what I'm about. Period.
Yeah.
Like impacting lives, in a positive way, whether it's in the most like, basic way. It's not like I turn them into millionaires or leave your 9 to 5 or whatever. Like if I inspired somebody to literally based on my example from where I came from, my story, that you can go wherever you want to go and you probably go further than me. That's great. If I can inspire somebody to like we do work in these barrios and stuff, it's like, hey, you're not limited to this. You can do more. Whether I can be the one person that shows up to an airport with a T-shirt on with somebody's face on it. No, but seriously, that's to make that person feel like the most beautiful person in the world. That's legitimately what I'm about. That's the way I'm with my family. That's the way I am with my friends. And I think like really that's what makes me making other people happy. Because I
Yeah.
ask my friends all the time, I was like, forget the drop shipping store, forget all this type of stuff. Are you happy? And if they're not happy, if I can some way push them towards the direction of being a little more happy each day, that's for me is what I want to continue doing till the day I die.
Yeah.
And the people know that when I'm there, they're motivated to feel happy, not to feel rich, not to feel anything else. But hey, this guy, when he's around, I feel like I want to live better. And that's it. That's as simple as it for me. What about you?
Yeah, great thought. Well, I don't know what the future holds for Andrew Macia, other than drugs and prostitutes and but apart from that, no, I'm just kidding. No, but the future for the Colombia podcast, because we're obviously on the podcast. I really, really want this to happen. Is that every month we go to a different part in Colombia.
Yep.
Different city. We take our gear and we have someone set up that we're going to interview in that location in English. It could be a Colombian, it could be a foreigner doing business, living, whatever. I really do love Colombia a lot. Like it's my like I said, I've said it before on this podcast. I will die here. This is my burial ground. Will be here. So for the Colombia podcast, the future is that and for those of you guys that have been watching from day one, thank you for the support. And we are trying to expose Colombia as and not in a negative way, in a positive light, right? And sometimes you will hear the negative, like we were talking about safety and stuff, but that comes. It's part of the podcast, right? It's part of life is negative things. So future for Andrew Macia though, I don't know. Sometimes I get bored, and I want to I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
But every time I get out of here, like immediately, it doesn't last more than a few days. I'm like, man, I wish I was back in Medellin. I wish I was back in Colombia. Marissa, thank you so much for being on the podcast. If people want to find you, how can they find you online?
Find me everywhere. No, you could find me on YouTube, Marissa Romero.
Double S.
Yeah, MarissaRomero.com. Instagram, Marissa E. Romero. My handle was taken. Jerk. But but yeah, that's where I'm most active. So you can find me there. And thank you guys. It was really great to be here. Like,
yeah, it was fun. I
this
liked
was
it. It was a fun time.
like
It was
there's
we're just chilling with
alcohol
people.
and like there's
Microphones.
the three
Yeah.
yeah. This is so fancy.
And David gets to be here the whole ride.
He's
So
like,
hey, something else. So Marissa's here. I want to throw this out there because we had one other person say it. Maybe it's Marissa, maybe it's not. I want people that watch this sort of religiously to say, who do you think of the guests that we've had so far, right, should interview me and Andrew? We don't get to control the show. They get to ask us whatever the hell they want to ask us, and we have to be put in the spot right there to answer the same questions that they want. So who should interview us?
That's a good one. Yeah, maybe we'll have Marissa back on as the host.
As the host.
I
I'm
could
sure
do
she's
that.
gonna do her research.
I could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. That's my thing. But thank you very much for being here. It was great. I didn't know you. Now I sort of know you. We should hang out. We should sort of hang out like once or twice, after this. And,
Yeah, we could do Thanksgiving.
Play basketball.
Yeah,
Play basketball.
We could play basketball. You play basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
and there's no other guest that has the most spectacular one-word answers
Ever.
like her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There's no sort of, when I was a kid. Yes.
Yes.
Love it. Big dabs. Big up to
Dabs.
you, girl.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us live. Thank you for watching the recorded version. Make sure to hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
We're over 1,000 subscribers. We want more.
Yeah.
And the bell.
I don't know why we want more.
And the bell.
And the notification
hit
bell.
the bell.
So you get notified when we are live, so that you can make comments with Captain Luke.
Yeah. And George Hill, put your daughters to sleep, damn it. It's like way beyond it. You want them
so
to get
it's like
wrinkles
9
early.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a great one. Thank
Episode
you, Marissa.
55.
Thank
We're out.
you.
Great podcast.
If you want to see Andrew in a skinny leopard print thong, please be sure to follow us and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, or any other major podcast platforms. And Andrew, if they want to see our ugly faces, what should they do?
They could see us on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube for show.